Good day, everyone. Welcome to Interpersonal, a podcast where we discuss things about professional development and applied ethics. And this is your host, Misha. Now is the time for our guests to introduce themselves.
Hello everyone, my name is Jenny.
Hello everyone, my name is John Ro.
Okay, to get us started today, the last discussions we talked about were communication skills and customer service. My first question is, what knowledge have you gained about communication skills?
The knowledge I gained in communication skill is to understand people. It helps me to build trust and respect, sharing creative ideas and solving problems.
Siyempre 'pag makakakilala tayo ng ibang tao, then naging magkaibigan kayo or nagka-communicate kayo sa isa't isa, nagkakaroon ka ng trust and respect sa kanila. Then nagshe-share then 'pag nagshe-share din sila ng mga creative ideas sa'yo at saka solving problems, na-a-adapt mo yun sa sarili mo.
Oo, tsaka once you get used of the things around your work area, masasanay ka din talaga.
The lesson that I've learned in communication skills is that listening is more important than speaking. It helps make yourself confident enough to face other people.
Yes, when you're a good listener, you will really know what they want. For me, I have learned that communication may not always be clear if there are distractions and other noises surrounding you. Like, you may have tried to relay the message properly, but the receiver may not have heard what you have just said. Aside from that, I also learned that there are four communication methods.
If you guys have experience working to serve other people, was there a time where communication was a problem? How did you solve it?
There was a time where a customer couldn't quite understand what I was saying. They were ordering through the phone when our kitchen was crowded. That's why when they couldn't hear me through the noise, the solution was simple. I went out of the crowded kitchen and repeated to them the important things that I had to say about their order. Another story for me is when I was working for our family business, where we sell pizzas, potatoes, and pasta. We have this dish called baked potato skin, which is boiled potato that is cut in half. After boiling the potato, we scoop the insides, mix it with mayonnaise, pepper, and salt, and then top with bacon bits and cheese. Then bake. There was a customer that ordered this dish, and when it was delivered to them, they complained that it was not their order. Since everything was ordered online through chat, I read their message and it was their order, but they weren't familiar as to what baked potato skin was. They showed me a picture of what they thought they ordered, but it was a different dish.
John,
Yes, I have that experience too. When the internet connection is too weak, my customer is always angry at me and shouting at me. So I adjust my attitude and my speak my voice to communicate well. That
my experience is one time I had a customer who was deaf person. I don't understand. understand what sign language he is doing because I am not very familiar with sign language. So what I did was make him write on paper so I could understand what he wanted to convey.
Meron pa isang customer na Chinese sa restaurant na pinapasukan ko. Kinakausap niya ako through their language, pero hindi ko siya maintindihan kasi hindi ko alam yung language nila. Kaya ang ginawa niya, nag-drawing siya sa papel. Naintindihan ko naman yung drawing niya sa papel na gusto niya pa mag-order ng panibagong food, ganun.
Ayun, those were examples of two other communication methods, which are written when Jenny helped the deaf person choose the order, and then yung isa, visual communication, when the Chinese customer drew the thing that they wanted. And then, other than some other interference, there's also language barriers. So English can be used as an international language, but we must always know that not everyone understands English. Kaya we could also use gestures for them to understand or draw for them when gestures do not work. That was the first segment of our podcast. We'll be back after a short break. Thank you for waiting. And now we're back.
Okay, moving on. What have we learned about customer service?
What I have learned in customer service is apologize first, no matter who's at fault, and failures helps me to improve.
Siyempre, sa customer service, lalo na pag sa mga fine dining restaurant ka magtatrabaho, kapag nagka-complain si customer, kahit nasabihin mong si customer ang mali, syempre kailangan mo pa rin talaga mag-apologize kasi nagbibigay ka sa kanila ng service na dapat masatisfy sila. Tsaka may kasabihan nga tayo na, 'di ba, always is customers right. Then yung mga failures na nangyayari sa akin, nakakatulong yun para mas mag-improve pa ako sa mga failures ko.
Customer service, you will always be carrying a lot of patience to understand any situation, either in phone calls or in chat sessions.
For me, I have learned in customer service that there are standards that we should follow. This standard helps the establishment be more consistent with little to no change, especially in the food. When the food is made, it should always taste the same because past customers might want to come back to eat at your place again.
Now that we have to talk about customer service, what major challenges and problems have you faced in customer service, John?
The challenge that I have faced in customer service is the high-tempered people. They hard for them to communicate with me. They always shouting and using rude words at me.
Yeah, same. The challenge is when there are some disrespectful customers who talk down to you, but since you are working, you can't do anything much about it. I don't think the saying the customer is always right is the right thing, but sometimes you have to endure it.
Me, the challenge and problem I face in customer service is angry customers. There are many reasons a customers may be angry, but regardless of the cause, it's my job to handle the situation.
Yun nga, 'di ba? sa mga kainan, sa mga fast food or fine dining, hindi may iwasan may mga customer complain lagi, may mga customer na laging galit. Ay, hindi naman laging galit, parang pag namali ka lang sa kanila ng service, nagagalit sila, nagrereklamo, ganun. Pero para pag nangyari yung time na yun, dun mo na mapapasok yung sinasabing solving problem para wala nang mangyaring gulo or hindi na mas lalong magalit yung customer sa'yo. Kailangan mong i-handle yung situation na yun. Kailangan makapag-isip ka ng solusyon sa problema. Ganun.
Kapag may communication problems with the customer, we should always stay calm and need din natin pakalmahin yung customer para di din mag-cause ng commotion at may istorbo yung other guests at customers. Then we should always start with saying, "Excuse me po, ano pong problema?" or "What may I help you with?" Also followed with a "Sorry for the inconvenience" after their answers.
It is true that these challenges and problems happen, but at the end of the day, the way to give and receive services should always be with respect.
That is true. We should always give our best when we offer our services.
Now, that was the second segment of our podcast. And when we get back after this short break, we will be asking them our final questions. Then we'll let them go. Thank you for waiting. Now we're back after a short break.
What do you think is one of the most difficult jobs in communication skills and customer service, John?
For me, the most difficult is answering questions.
It is true that answering questions is a very difficult task because your answer must be very accurate. Since some customers get angry real fast when you give them the wrong answers. For me, a difficult task is having to communicate with the customers while you are serving them. For example, as a bartender, you really have to entertain the guests. So you have to talk to them, but at the same time, you must impress them on how you make their drinks. And also, additional to that, in customer service, you really have to be cautious in the things that you do. You need to make sure that everything you do would not cause anyone trouble, whether they are your workmates or most especially when they are customers. Also, you always have to serve people while smiling, even if you are wearing a mask. You know, since they can also see your smiles through your eyes, smiling makes you more approachable.
For me, the most difficult part is customers demand something I some customer demand something I cannot do. At times, the customers demands for a discount you cannot give, a feature you cannot build, or some customization you cannot do. Customer service professionals often to find themselves in these scenarios.
Meron ako naranasan ito naman sa ibang work ko naman sa sa store lang siya, bibingkinitan sa SM, sa mga SM mall. May senior na nagpa-discount. Then ang patakaran kasi sa company namin, bibingka lang ang pwede na ma-discount. Pero nagreklamo siya, sabi niya, hindi pa daw 20% yung nababawas sa discount na ginawa niya, nagreklamo siya sa admin. Pero wala namang nangyari na iba, hindi ako napagalitan. Kasi sinunod ko naman kung ano yung utos ng company. Wala akong kinuha, wala akong kinupit sa ano niya, sa discount niya. Kaya yun, minsan akala nila hindi kulang yung sa kanila discount. Yun yung naranasan ko.
I have another question. What is your greatest accomplishment when you communicate with others and do customer service, Misha?
Every day in customer service is an accomplishment for me. Having to get through so many customers in a day must be really exhausting. So I think that the tolerance and patience I have while working is one of the greatest accomplishments that I have acquired.
For me, the greatest accomplishment for me is we have a good communication, calm conversation, and we understand each other.
For me, my greatest accomplishment when I communicate with others and do customer service is to satisfy my customers with my service.
Thank you to the both of you for joining our podcast. So for the final question, how do you think the information that you gained about communication skills and customer service will help you in the long run as a hotelier practitioner or any customer service related job?
It is a practice for me to understand more about other related job in the industry.
Well, for me, with the information that I have learned about communication skills and customer service, this would help me know what to do in my future occupation, how I should treat the customers, how to talk to them, and also how to properly assess problems on the spot.
What I have learned in communication skill and customer service will give me an advantage for my future profession as hotelier, fictioner, or others as crew or baker, or chef. Yung mga nararanasan ko ngayon sa mga fast job ko, sa para sa magiging future job ko, makakatulong sa akin dahil syempre may experience na ako.
Everything that we have learned about communication skills and customer service can be very useful for future reference. Like kapag may communication problems, we should always remember how to assess these problems in a slow and calm way so that there would not that much of a ruckus. And in customer service, I think we could say that the customer is always right, but I think that people should really know their boundaries and they should also remember that we are humans too, just like them. Like we are here to make a living and to just get through the day. Thank you very much, everyone, for tuning in our podcast. Also, remember that the Interpersonal podcast airs every Thursday and Saturday from 1 p.m. to 1:30 p.m. And that's all we have for you today, and we'll be seeing you next time.